Good morning, good morning, good morning, fellow wanderers. We are out back at the Hydrosport. Run this back over here to the camper. Need to add this to the back. I just found this yesterday. Anybody know what this is? Oh, well, yeah, it is a ring. But it requires 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 of these. 2 of these. I've got 4, but I only need 2. That's got to go back in the other box. I know where that goes now. No, I guess I do need 4. 2, 2, 2, and 2, and that's going to hold everything down that I put back here. These are like cooler strap downs. Yeah, I'm going to go with that style cooler strap down. We'll see. Let's check on our battery charger this morning because it's been a little funky. Oh, look, a little popping bug. Can we get him to pop? Oh, look, he's popping everywhere. He's a little popper. I love those little popping bugs. 12.9 in the green. Says it's charged, which means it's stopped charging. Once it's full, it like stops. It's not like an on-off charger, it seems to be. 12.8, 13, 14, blah, 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 down to nothing. Plug her back in. Okay. So she goes into charge mode. Yep. See, it's just not dropping back into charge mode. I have no clue. Never had one like that before. I guess I could move this over here. We can dump the rest in the washer reservoir today. So what are we doing today? I know. What are we doing? What are we doing? Well, we're going to be taking a look at this piece right here. Anybody know what that is? That's a float for a fuel tank. Tells you the level. We also need to reattach this. Make sure it won't slide around in there. And reinstall it. But first we need to check it and make sure it's working correctly. So we're going to start with that little bit of necessity. The bare necessity. Okay. Now this floor is really great. It is fabulous, guys. I am stoked. Stokered. Get all of this out here. We're gonna sit right down here. We're gonna have our hot and our ground. Slide that puppy on there. I'm going to use that screw if I can get it out. Look, I guarantee that's not been out in forever. So we may or may not be able to get that to break free. I don't think it's ever been out. They just used one of the bolts. That's what they ended up using for the ground. hoping this screw will work. It's a awful large terminal. But yeah, before we reinstall this, I just want to check and make sure it's working. I bought a gasket this morning. I don't see any reason it shouldn't be working other than that float was working its way up, but we're going to fix that. So now we're just going to turn our key on position. Okay, that's battery. Getting nothing. Watching this one over here, which should be the fuel gauge. Now, it may not even be hooked up yet. Let's, I thought I did though. I may have missed a wire. I mean, you know, may have missed a ground coming from the front to the back. Nav lights are on. Okay. Looks like we're not working. Let's try my other ground here. Just make sure that it's not a ground issue, but we got no movement. Okay. Well, that sucks. Now, I don't really know if it's the sending unit or the gauge. Could be either. And it could be a combination of both. That's actually in there, which is nice. No, it's a lot of this stuff has not been like this one here. See, it's not in there tight. That one is, so we'll have to get that one tight. Those are tight, that one's tight. Okay, but we're not getting any fuel, so it's either our sending unit okay. Just taking it on and off, double checking. Yeah. So, gauge is working. I can hear it moving, I can't see it. There it goes. And I just pinned it. See if I can get it to unpin. That's what I was afraid of, doing it that way. I pinned the hell out of that puppy. Still soft. Still soft right here. Okay. Let's try one other thing. Now, I've got it pinned. So it's pinned as high as it goes, but we're going to go ahead and reattach our ground. Reattach our sending unit. See if we can get the resistance to reopen it. Not 100% certain. We're gonna give it a shot though. See if we can't. If not, we're gonna need to order a new sending unit and fuel gauge. Okay, so we're going to turn it on, and it went right down with the resistance, but we're definitely not getting anything. Okay, so let's take this off. You're going to learn how to, order a sending unit. Now we're going to check our lights and the gauges, check our gauges, see if everything looks right. Okay, we're going to throw that down here. This down here. This down here. 1, 2, 3. The rest are up here. We just got to dig them out. That's why I do like having little metal trays. Some people use plastic bags. Honestly, if I'm going to have a boat under a cover, I just take it apart. I'd use my metal trays normally, my magnetic trays, but it doesn't work well with stainless because stainless is non-magnetic, which is why you want to use it on a boat. If you don't know why you're using stainless on a boat, and you're using it because it's metallic, that's the word I'm looking for, metallic. Now, what I'm going to do is go through my gauges right now. We're just going to there they are. Okay, this light works. That light, the mile per hour gauge doesn't light. The trim lights, the water does not. That may just be connections underneath the dash. We'll have to lay under here and take a look. So, yeah, I know. We're undoing and doing what we just did. Moving all this to the back deck because I'm probably going to pull that fuel tank again. Well, I have to lay under here. It's much easier to lay on a flat deck than it is to deal with getting into that right there. Okay. So the only thing I have hooked up is my one main. And, we're just going to pull it. There's the other 2 bolts. They are stuck in these wires. Let's see if we can get them out so they don't get lost in there. That one's not going to come out. I'm going to set this one up there because I think I stuck that in there. Okay. So it's pretty easy. You're going to have 2 clamps. Just loosen your clamps. Pretty sure it'll come back off pretty easy now. Let's see if we can wiggle it right off of there. You can smell the fuel even though there's no fuel in it. So I'm just wiggling back and forth. Now I do have to watch because when this slips, I don't want my hand to run across that fiberglass right there. That edge is sanded, but yeah, there's still some sharp stuff in it. Okay. Those are plenty loose. It's just a brand new hose and awkward to get in there. Okay. Let's see here. I think that's the way I'm going to try to reinstall it right there at that angle. Holy mullions. Batman. Scoot it forward. Okay. Whew. We're going to grab our meter. And do we have a flashlight up here, guys? Meter's working. You can see I'm walking gingerly. 3.5 days, which we're still not at. 3.5 days to full cure. But generally you can walk on it pretty much next day. Once it's not tacky, if it's not something you're gonna be stressing a lot. Now I'm wishing at this point, they're not here, I guess. Let me go down and grab a flashlight because I do not have an extra one right here. I can take my keys out. And all that stuff can come out of my pockets. Okay. Okay, guys, let's get you. I gotta get light under there for us. And we're gonna crawl in here. Or take a look at his wiring. See what's going on up top here. Okay, now I do see something we're gonna do in just a little bit. He doesn't quite, I'm not showing 12 volts there. Let's see if we see 12 volts in here. I smacked my head getting under here with you guys. Wow, smacked it pretty darn good too. Something pokey. Did you guys see what I hit? I have no clue what I hit. Man, that was a bummer though. Okay, I'm gonna roll our light up. I'm hoping you guys have a good view. I don't really know what you're gonna see and not see from up under here. I'm gonna start down here. I know I said the lights, right? You're right. Don't freak out yet. You're 100% correct. I just want to see what in the heck they have going on here. There's a couple of switches in the dash. Let's see, where are they? 2 toggle switches or one toggle switch right here. Okay, this goes down. Now see, so if you ever ask yourself why does it cost so much to get a boat worked on, all boats are like this. They really are. Very few have I seen where everything's numbered or, you know, lettered in a book somewhere. Okay, so that is going back to the live well on and off. That's a secondary switch. Let's see if it works. No. And now what we can do is make some jumpers. He's going, oh, I know what he's doing. Okay, so that's the live well switch. And then that is run by the timer. So let's figure out where the heck the timer's at and make sure that we're going to the right timer. Okay. Okay, so that's going up here, which I thought didn't work. Works in the down position. The up is on the timer. Man, is that complicated. Need a manual for that. I had one that was just a little twist knob, and everything went to that same knob. Let me make sure there's no other ones. No. Aerator, the timer up, and the live well's not doing nothing. Okay. So let's see if that's even hooked to anything. Yeah, we got wires coming out. That's going. Wow, is that hot, guys? Okay. So the live well pump is definitely not working. Wires are hot. So it's dead shorted. Okay. That's for the key switch, which is why the boat's probably not starting. Hello, Willie. Tried to start it like 4 or 5 times, and I thought, well, it was running. What the heck did I do to it now, you know? I had to go back through and check some grounds. I'm like, everything's good. So I gave up on it, but I don't know exactly what it is. Watch. Is it tilted up? Yep. I'm not going to start because it's totally tilted. Probably won't start because there's no fuel. Okay. Oh, I just wanted to see if it would. Okay, we're not going to try it right now, but we're going to come back to it because I'm pretty certain it's going to fire right up now, where I was trying to start it yesterday and couldn't get it to go. I was a little frustrating. That sort of stuff happens too on a boat. So, you know, when it won't start, if I hadn't been putting the floor in, I'd have got right back in and figured it out, but I had all that unhooked because I was putting the floor in. Okay, so his wiring in here is just a total garbled mess, and I actually had to tie it up. We're going to untie it right now. I don't see my dikes. Oh, there they are. I love dikes. They are like my go-to tool. I keep a set of dikes everywhere. Okay, so now we're under here. We're gonna get this. I mean, this is a garbled mess under here. If you're still recording there. He has just got. We're gonna see what all we've got going on here. That's going to this live well switch, which right now says it's on. And there's just nothing off of that one. Let's double check. Is that the one that was getting hot? Was that our heated wire in there? Not there. Where the heck is that going? There. Okay. Safety switch. That's going to be the horn, which I've not heard the horn go off. We can check that. Okay, this is going up to the timer switch. So if we remember, this thing was laying in the bottom of the boat coated with just a bunch of garbage. And your computer boards don't like that. So that may be a history type of deal right there, but as long as the live well kicks on, which it does, that's the fill, and the fill is definitely not working. That's and that really may be due to well, the rest of this stuff. So we may put his fill onto a switch just to get it working, kick it 12 volts and get it working. And none of these shrink connectors were waterproof. So we might be able to trim some stuff back and get it working. I know the tilt and trim here is an issue on the down. And that seems like a bad ground. So I think the first thing we're gonna do is replace these three, go into the trim sensor. This is going to be, let's see, that's trim. This one's going to be coming up from the motor, and that's going to go. We're going to follow that yellow and red wire to the back. I think they go all the way to the back here. Let's see if we can find any wiring. No. Yes. I don't want to stick my hands in there too far because I do know there have been wasps, mud daubers flying in and out of there. So a good chance we got a big nest back there. They should bounce out. What I'm going to do now is check our lights. Let's see which gauges weren't lighting up. Okay. Speedo and this one here. Got two that are not lighting, and it may just be the bulbs. The speedo is going to be at the very top on this side, right here, and this is going to be your light bulb. This little plastic piece here. Now, just to check, I can reach up to the tack, which we're going to have to fix anyways. Yeah, it's just loose. There's a lot of spider webs up in here, guys. I will tell you, be very careful reaching in. Now you may ask why I'm not going to get the one out of one of the closer units. Well, that's because it's going to be a different size socket. Well, I swear the tack was lit. There's no bulb socket, so I'm going to try to steal the one from below. I don't know that it's gonna fit. We're gonna try because we're here. Let's hope. Come on, guys. Come on, be wrong, Willie. Oh, yeah. Okay. Got that one working. Now I'm gonna put it back in here. And then we're gonna take this one and go back in and see if it was the contacts or maybe the bulb. It's the bulb. Okay, so it's time for a new bulb there. And then this one, I'm gonna move towards you so I can at least see those cobwebs up there before I dig my fingers all in there too much. Okay, so that one's gonna actually be down here. And yeah, that tack is sealed. The tack bulb is totally sealed. I'm gonna reach right through. That one looks like it should be good. Let's put it up here and see. Yep, So that one's now working. Okay. So this bulb is, yeah, this bulb is black. Filament looks good though. Let's for giggles see. Let's try it in here. Maybe it just wasn't liking that socket. Can't really see this one, guys. So we're just gonna lift everything up with our fingers. And I got stuff in my eyes. Man. Okay. So what I think I'm gonna do is swap this one next to it in there. And that's gonna tell us if it's the bulb for sure. These other bulbs were really clear. I just knocked that bulb out. Yep. Oh. Let's see, that bulb's lighting. Now it's not lighting. That's all it took. I moved it. And I can't get it out for some odd reason. Let's see if it's the wire hanging it. They do. They have that top wire over top of it. Oh. See if I can get it to relight at least. There it goes. So go all the way in. It won't. It really needs to be cleaned. Yeah, man. That was a little can of worms right here. There, got it. Okay, so I'm out of that one. Go in this one. What do we got? Nothing. Okay. Well, might have just blown this one. I can't tell. Let me check the connectors, which are the little tabs, brass tabs. That's what engage is. Clean my bulb off. Definitely doesn't look blown to me. Okay. That goes. Where in the heck does that one go? Oh, that one's tabbed together. Don't exactly like that, but that's the way they did it. That's the way, they did it, I guess we're getting nothing in that one now. No, it should not Christmas tree because they're not hooked up like Christmas tree lights. They're all individually wired. This one's just wired on the. Come home now. That wire's in the way now. To kind of wiggle, diggle, wiggle. That's not going to work there. Okay. gonna stick this one back in here for now because I have to get a bulb anyways, or two. So what we're gonna have to do, everything else is working. If we cover this, we got everything lit in the top. The only thing in the top not working is the Lowrance, which, let's see. So this is the power. That looks like ass. No, I mean, it looks like ass the way they did it. Let's grab our dikes. Okay. Yeah, I'd have taken all of this down. Hear my other stuff if it was me. You guys even see that? I can't see that. I'm laying on my neck. What I want to do is check the fuse first. Fuse is good. Okay. Just follow that back real quick. Okay, so we got orange and black is what we're chasing. Flip over here and let you guys see orange and black. That shouldn't go there then. Let's see, that's a different orange and black. Okay, they used a lot of orange and black. Yes, that makes life harder because, well, they ran it in a nice little chase. I now got to figure out which chase it's in. Right here. I got to follow that chase to here. Then that goes into this big blue plug, which I thought came down here somewhere, but let's see where they're running that thing. It goes here, here, here. They ran it in multiple chases on the way down. Orange goes, my finger's on it, right to here, which is fused and looks to be good. So we're going to check our output there and see what we have. Looking at my meter, and of course it's going to be the farthest one over. Jeez Louise. Let's see if I can get in here. Just looking for an easy to get to ground. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're actually dropped now to it keeps telling me about 7 volts up here. So we're gonna go check our battery real quick. Let's do that next. Ooh. Which is a bummer. Because, well, you know where that is going to be? Oop, just dropped something. That bulb. It's going to be underneath all of this stuff. Now my amp is like totally saturated. I actually thought it was just cold, cold and damp. No. And he had some water run through here yesterday, I guess, that rain. What I'm actually going to do is start really kind of packing this stuff up. You guys got to go back up here for right now. And my back is itchy already. I'm coated with glass. Coated right through my shirt. There comes that pesky mud dauber. Okay, I got you in the bra. Yep. Got you on the tatas. And we're just going to flip this up. That's probably wet. No, that's dry. How is that dry and the floor back here is wet? I don't know. I mean, it's not bothering it. It's fully cured, but at least cured enough to run water over it. That's still got to be installed. We still got some parts to install. We'll order that. Probably should go order that right now, but I need to figure the rest of this out first. Ugh. Yeah, I'd like to chalk the wheels right about now. So it keeps rolling a little bit. Freaks me out when they roll. It's not going anywhere, but it still is like, whoa, where are you going? Okay. It's not gonna work. It's too long. There we go. The rest of that's rubber coated. Don't want to make any marks that I, don't absolutely have to make. Rock. Felt it on my feet. Put that back on in a minute. Now you see, this floor was squishy before. Now I do think if I did it again, I'd have brought, I had a big layer for here, and I cut it smaller. I was like, man, that thing's huge. I would have done 2 complete layers and then my reinforcement. My 2 reinforcements and then 2 solid layers. And that's honestly, that's probably approaching thick enough that it would support on its own without any substrate underneath it. And so, that's the repair allowed us to save money versus cutting everything out and getting into more and more problems, which is what happens. The deeper you go, the more problems you're going to get into. So I like to call that, preventive maintenance. That saves money, okay, but it's going to cost you more money up front because, well, it's a lot of time. I would never go through an old boat that's been sitting and not access the fuel tank if it's reasonably easy to access, which means, 2 hours of labor or less, which is what this was. And that makes it reasonable. And it's a big precautionary, but after, it's a 92, and when they, if I hadn't done that, he'd have had two different things that possibly could have happened. One, those screws that were coming through the deck could have wore through the bottom of the tank. Number two, the fuel fill could have started to leak. But you want to check all the fuel hoses you can in the boat. You really do. That's seriously important for, obvious reasons of explosion. And that's what got me to the point that I was like, that and the floor together being soft was enough to say, hey, we really got to take a look at this. You don't want to invest a bunch of money into, a boat that may have more problems. I'm not even looking at these. I know that doesn't go there though. No, I didn't. They may be the right size, wrong size. This is a 10 though. I'll look, yeah. That's a 10, and then we'll put that back on its thing, wherever it is, right here. Okay, so we've got all of our fuel stuff hooked up. I tried to start the motor to no avail, but now we know that, no avail was because there was no kill switch in it. So thanks for your help there, guys. I highly appreciate it. Okay, we got there. I don't know. That doesn't look like it goes there. I'm still missing one. The 11's out here somewhere. I was using it. It's got to be laying out here on the deck. Where are you hiding, little 11? Where, oh, where are you hiding? Okay. No, I didn't find the 11. Right now, it's the poor little 11 that is stuck out in the world by itself. But we're going to keep an eye out for little 11. Try to help little 11 out. You'll notice I'm picking all this stuff up. I'm going to move it over to the sides where I'm less likely to, kick it. And this deck is going to have to lay flat, and I'm going to have to lay over that metal lip. That's the best access that I've found, because this hold is pretty deep. Deep like a hold. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. One of these boxes was empty. Where the heck was that empty box at? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to see if I have a bulb. I don't know if you can replace the bulb. It's been so long since I've done that, guys. I'll have to look and see. I couldn't tell you, but we're going to take a peek at it and see if it's one of those just pop out bulbs and I can reuse the socket. Or if we may just order, a set of 6 and replace them all, because honestly, they're 20 years old. It's just going to be one little bulb failure after another. I would say go to LED. He doesn't have a dimmer on this boat, and LEDs are extremely bright. I put them in the adventure vehicle. There's a couple that I'm still going to change out. The turn signals I'm changing out. The turn signals are like hyper bright, blinding from my old eyes. Getting there. Okay, we use that rebuild kit for the primer. That's the new fuel pump box. This will be the fuel filter that's not in yet, but we'll be installing that. And that's shop vac filter. Sucking all that fiberglass up, you're done. Once you suck all that up, you just need to buy yourself a new filter. I always figure it in that I'm gonna have to buy a filter. It's just part of the job, guys. Okay. That. I don't know. Just throw it up there for now. We're gonna have to move it to the trash eventually. Okay. Move all of these. Fire extinguisher is actually still good. It's got the green tab sticking out. I don't see anything that says it's red. Green normally means good. If somebody knows something different about that one, make sure you let me know, because I don't. Okay, now we're gonna pull this and move the rest of this stuff, because it's, oh, it won't lay over flat, guys. I thought this one did. Okay, well, that's a pain. So, it's a real pain. I think I would love if the bass boat companies would split this hatch. I could open one side and then access it, and then open the other side and access it, because honestly, from outside of the boat, I'm not sure. It's very difficult to get to any of this from outside of the boat. So I'm gonna turn the light on. And let's see what voltage we have. Now, see, I've got to lean on this and try to hold these on to check my voltage. 12.55. So we're perfectly fine. That battery is 100% A-OK for a boat. So we're having some issues. We need to find 12 volts up front here. I know, all of that to get to this point. I know it's crazy, isn't it? Yes. All of that to get back under here. I'm gonna move our trim. I could put the trim on to protect myself a little more, but the trim's really not sharp. Whenever I bump my head on, it's like immensely horrid. Horrid, I tell you. Immensely horrid. Okay. I'm gonna get you in here. We're gonna tip you up like this and slide you in. And I'm gonna follow suit. I think I did right on the edge of this fiberglass corner right here after I just tipped my head in, I thought, that's right where I did it. Oh, man, this is so comfortable in here. Like, if you're looking, this is what I call boat yoga, okay? So if you're looking to do some yoga and you're not sure what type of yoga you want to do, you probably want to do this. This is total boat yoga. I love it. Love it. Okay. You are still recording. I just checked. I did. Ooh. Ooga. Ooga. Okay, so we're gonna see where our main power is. See where our main power comes from the battery to here. We're gonna chase out of here. thinking that's gonna be our main. That's gonna come out right here into this first fuse box at the bottom. So that same one we were just checking. Oh, a little fiberglass on the edge. Made that weird electrical noise like when you touch wires and they're sparking. Can you hear me over that airplane? I don't think you can. Hold on. It's okay, hold on. Put the light back on because we can't see anything. I don't know if you guys probably can't see that. It's probably not important for you to see. It's important for me to see, but not particularly for you to see. Okay, so we're gonna be going to this back corner. I don't know if you can see it or not. Hoping you can. I'm gonna put the light back here maybe, as far as I can. Oh yeah, the dikes got it. I love the dikes. Dikes are awesome. So I can touch right here. And where's the main ground? Right there. What do we got? Nothing. Something's up with it. Okay. For some reason it ohmed. Maybe I pushed something wrong. It ohmed again. Okay, so I pushed something wrong. My range or something is off. Remember hearing that. That weird noise there. That was a weird noise, huh? Yeah, that's not what we're supposed to get, but we did. 12.55 volts right there. Okay, so we're 12.55 right there, right there. Now from there, it is jumping Jehoshaphat's. Okay, so that's not going to help us. Then we're gonna have to come out again. That's this one. This one goes back up into this plug. Okay. And then where's this one coming from? See, this is the jumbled mess. I mean, I don't know if you see this, but we're just gonna move this because I need a little more. Okay, so I've got 12.55. That's at the key switch, but coming out of the key switch, they're not jumping their power there. So we've got a secondary lead coming from the back that's going to have to be coming up. Now I got a positive and a negative here, not hooked to anything, just butt connector ends. Okay. I still don't think that's our main. Our main's right here, which comes up here. Okay, so out of here we've got, let's see what colors we've got going on here. Ooh, don't like that one. Okay, so we got this red. And fix the ground down. There. Okay, so I got a red, that's the positive. Where are they getting the ground then? They're jumping to all their switches here. There's the ground right there, okay. Up here. That's gonna be a hard hit, but it might just, now this is one thing I don't like, is that light auto turns off, and then you've got to figure a way to turn it back on while you're working, which really can be a pain. So I'm gonna lay this right through here. I'm gonna go right over to that positive, and I am on it. And then we're gonna go up to our switches, which means now I gotta hold this like this. so I can figure out where my ground was. Yeah. Come on. Okay. I'm going to try to come in at a different angle. Can't get in there. Not getting in that one either. Okay, let me come back up underneath again. Okay, what's going on here then? That should be on that main hot. Come on. Let's work our way back through here again. It's blue and a gray. Blue and a gray. That is not good, not good, not good. Okay, none of these are lighted switches. None of them have a ground. That should be a good ground here. We can see our meter again. Remember me telling you that meter is a pain because, you know, why is the light shut off so quick? Just, I'll run my battery down. I'll buy a new battery. It's okay. It's okay. Can't see what I'm touching. I really can't. Can't see nothing up in here. Let's put this in here. Need our huge shop light out of the back. That's it right there. What do you got? 12.5. Good deal. Okay. Oh, man. Holy bejeebers. Oh. Okay. Now, I just want to check up here. So we're going to stab in on the fish finder side. So we got a voltage drop there, down to 11, and then I'm going to jump up above 12.55. Okay, so now we're gonna hop out. See what in the heck these buttons say. Power. Look at that. You guys hear it? Oh. Look at that. That's better than we had before. Let's see. Okay. Okay. No. I was hoping lights would make a difference. There it goes. we're getting nothing out of that thing. Got farther than we did before. It's working. So my guess is, we're gonna get in here, and some of this stuff that we're not getting to work, where these bad butt connections are, we're gonna use our new butt connectors, and it'll give us a chance to use our new butt connector tool. Okay, so I need electrical, right? Right. We're also going to put new connector terminals on the main wires in the battery section. That takes a special tool. If you're not familiar with it, it's going to be in this yellow case. I will show it to you in just a little bit. I'm going to take this. We're also going to have to take this bag. I know. We're also going to have to take this bag. I know. And we're going to come back and get that battery charger and a couple other things. Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, yes. This is all for electrical and not everything we need. So if you ever wonder why somebody's, repair truck is horrendous, if they, are kind of a jack of all trades, it's, because each type of repairs you do require, a ton of tools to do it right, tight. I don't know, all night like a turbo vat? Or light and tight? No, right and tight. Not righty-tighty. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, right and tight. See? Oh yeah, right and tight. I knew we'd get there eventually. Okay, I went to the back of the truck because I totally forgot we unloaded everything. Totally forgot. So that means that my cutter should already be in the bag because, together we put everything away. No, we did. Maybe, sort of, kind of, maybe, sort of. Okay, so we need this. I know, I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. You're like, why does he not want to do this anymore? I'm not kidding. I like being a traveling sales guy. It's kind of fun. I still enjoy these projects though. And I know, on the road I'm going to run into people that are going to have projects like this. I got 2 batteries sitting right there. I wonder if either one is decent enough to kick it off in here. Okay, this is going to be the hard part. Well, I don't know if we have enough electrical cord. It's the other thing, if you do a lot of work like this, you've got to have a ton of electrical cord. In the end, you're always like, I can't find an outlet near the work area. Look at all this stuff. That's just electrical. That's just a fix under the dash and in here. In here. Okay, so this has, you may wonder why it's got 2 sets of leads hanging from it. It'll charge 2 batteries. I got it specifically when I had a diesel, because you could actually charge 2 batteries at the same time. And test battery A and battery B, and just a whole lot of nice little features on that one, on that DeWalt. Now I'm wishing I wasn't quite as far back. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to click on here. Click on down here. Oh, and we're gonna reverse it so we're on right. Now, it won't let you put it on wrong. As soon as you plug it in, it's gonna tell you it's on there wrong. It's got all the safety features built in to protect Willie from, well, himself. We got plenty of room. Let me give myself, see what it's doing? And it doesn't always do that. It doesn't do it in up at all. I don't know if it's got some air in the lines. I'm not quite certain about that yet. We'll get there when we get there, but we're not there yet, so don't sweat it. I think what I want is the 3-plug here, because we'll also need to use the heat gun for our connectors. Anytime I do connections on a boat, they are always 100%, or an RV, they are always 100% waterproof. Unless it's just a complete temporary fitting for something, it's going to get taken care of. 12.5. Okay. So we can hit charge. And it's going to kick in. It's putting 30 amps. Now this is a smart charger. So it's going to charge, at 30 amps, and then it's going to drop down. It's got a fan built in. It's got engine start, and it'll multi-bank charge, recondition, checks for reverse polarity, which we just did, right? So had we plugged it in, it would have yelled at us and said, yo, dummy, you hooked it up backwards. Yeah, we all do that. Look, it's just a fact of life. But if you do that between cars, there's nothing to tell the car that you're jacking it up. And you'll end up jacking both cars up. So always double check on vehicles. And I would say double check on your charger like I did. And then I was like, no, what am I doing? That's a red. Okay, I checked this fuse. I have not replaced these connections yet. This is a fusible link, but it's really horribly done. There's no way to get your positive terminal on without stacking a whole bunch of garbage in there to get that piece to clear. So we're going to do that totally different. We're probably taking that fusible link that's all rusted out of there and putting in a sealed fuse. We'll just reattach it to the ends and move on from there. But we're going to start there. And I'm going to pull the ground first. Less chance. Now, in a boat, it's not as important. There's not a lot of metal to short yourself out to, because this is, well, not metal. It's fiberglass and wood. But you should always, just as a habit, take your grounds off first. That way, if it does drop and touch something, your positive side, it's not going to spark and cause issues. Okay, so there's our new ends. Now, we're going to take a look at our ends first. That's pretty rusted. Now, this is going to be your issue. And this is what I hate about this. As soon as you get into cutting these back, you may find you don't have enough wire quickly. Okay, that there's not enough good wire there to even fix. So always kind of just have in your mind to be prepared that this may turn from a fix-it job to a replacement job quickly. Now, for me, I think I'm 100% fine. I say that for two reasons. One, I'm pretty sure I've got some of this in my bin. 2, maybe 3 outboard leads. So I always keep them. That's a high quality wire. Is some of the best wire you can get, as long as it's, well, not been saturated in water. So it dropped down to 20 amps, and it's continuing to drop as the charge is coming up. Let's move on here. I don't think, well, I might as well. I'm like, I don't think I'll chop those right. I might as well, guys. We might as well just start chopping. Oh, I know. It's scary. It is. It's scary. Chopping is always scary. No matter who's chopping, it's just like Scary Mary. Now, what I'm not going to have, I don't think I'm going to have any shrink fitting that's going to match. I've got some huge stuff. I don't think it's going to go small enough to seal that. I think it could seal both together, you know, both wires at the same time. But other than that, I don't think it's going to make it. And what I do have, though, we've got our replacement new cutters. I don't know where my old ones went. I had 2 sets, and I know 1 set was used and then didn't come back. The other set, I don't know. I might have lost them under the car seat, but I've looked under there. So I don't know where I lost them. I use them everywhere. That's one thing I use all the time, and yeah, I probably laid them down somewhere. Now I've got these fuse holders. Let's see what all I got for fuse holders. That's a push button switch. Well, let's see. Here's one here. Yeah, so I've got these. That's what we're gonna end up using. Just looking to see. Oh, my lights are in here too. So I doubt that's gonna fit, almost guaranteed. And unfortunately, I think I threw all the ones away that I took out of the Subi because they'd have probably fit. But again, they were old. I took them out, so I don't know that he wants me to put an old one in versus just go buy a new light switch, or not switch, but bulb. That was the custom light holder LEDs for your adventure vehicle. So I got 2 different sizes here. We might just try, see what we get. The LEDs are going to pull less power at night if they're not too bright. I guess if they are too bright, he could drop a sticker or something over it, or put some of that little tint on the covers. So those, we're gonna need one of these. What I'm looking for and I'm not finding are my wire strippers. Oh, and the cable cutters. The big cable cutters, I don't have them in here. They're in my other bag. I need to put them in here. All my cable stuff really needs to stay in there, so it's all one nice, neat little bag. But I got to the point I had like 2 complete sets of, you know, electrical, because I kept the set in with my screwdrivers. Never fails, you go in to look at something and the first thing you take, well, are your screwdrivers. So having a set in there saved me a trip back many a time. Okay, here's cable cutters. That's all these do, is cut cable, heavy electrical cable. Don't cut anything else with them. I had to cut a piece of metal the other day, like a hanger, coat hanger. Don't, you know, it's actually what that's from, I think. That was either that or a live wire, one of the 2. Yeah, when you go through a live wire, it jacks your pliers up. And I've got a good pair of these, which I thought went back in the electrical bag, but we just looked, didn't we, guys? Did you see it? I didn't see them either. Nope. They were on the back of the truck. That's the ones I went looking for, and I'm like, oh, we cleaned the truck off. We did. Thank you for your help, guys, with that. That was very helpful. Okay. No. I don't know, man. Yeah. Some of my hand tools are getting hard to find out. I'd almost say something was cut with this that shouldn't have been. In fact, I guarantee it. I can see at some point they're jacked a little bit. They're pinching. I don't know what someone tried to cut with them. Whatever it wasn't cuttable. That's what I get for lending my tools out, but I'm always trying to help. Now, we got to do one other thing. We have to have more light. Let's just grab our adventure vehicle light. This one goes with it. This is for you guys. Well, that is if we get enough people in it. We are still not up to 500. I've had a few people that are like, I'm number, I don't know, 114 or something weird. And it's weird because, well, there's not 114 people in it. You guys got to pick up the pace. T-shirt, sticker, whatever you want to get, pick up the pace. I really want to paint this for the new owner. So when you get it at Christmas, I want it to be painted your color choice. Right here. I'm like, what am I looking for? Okay. Now, where are we going to put this? Well, I'm hoping that we can use the 2 hooks on the end of this. I don't know if that's going to work, but we're going to see. Oh, yeah. That's pretty darn good, especially if I can do that. I can do something like this, right? Oh, look at that, guys. I'm loving that. Okay. Move that bag. This is all these are for is cable. Anything else I would not cut. We're going to cut this cable right here. Now, don't try to cut through the metal part, because if you do, you're going to jack it up. Okay. Now, there's a couple different ways. I'm actually going to take my strippers, and I'm in just a little bit. After years of doing this, I've gotten pretty good at it. Just like that. Oh, man. Make sure you get all of that stuff out of a boat. Now, I got to get one side. That's what I found is just to hold one side of the pliers. And just kind of rotate it. Now, if I can't get it to go, then I'll go get the X-Acto razor knife. X-Acto razor knife. It's a special one. It's a double name. I'm going to reach in here right now and get that out of there. Oh, we got other stuff to get out of here too, actually. We're going to have a bunch of stuff in here to clean up before we put it back together. All sorts of yuck in there. This is probably the long way around, but it's the safest for me. No, that's definitely safer. I think I've got just a little heat shrink in here. That's the other thing too, our heat shrink is on the wrong side right now. Done. We're totally on the wrong side for that. No, there's none in there, okay. Yeah, we've got to be on the other side with it. I don't know that we're going to have enough electrical cord. So we might have to move the boat out, heat shrink our ends, and then move the boat back in. But we'll do what we got to do, guys. Okay, now it should come off. There it goes. Now we're going to look right here, because this is what we care about. And that's not real green, but see how it's really a lot more silver up here? Well, that means we've got to shorten it even more. We got no choice. And that's what I said by when you start getting into this, be prepared that your cables are going to shorten up. I'm going to try to keep some rubber on there. It may still not make a mess. Oh, good, it didn't. Because once those spring out, that is the biggest mess you'll ever deal with. And these will stick in everything. Like porcupine quills. You'll roll around, you'll get in that stuff. It'll be sticking in your skin. You'll come up like a big old porcupine. Have any of you seen Final Destination 5? Wow. I was not prepared for that at all. I want to move this motor around. Kick it up a little bit, I guess. Oh, we can't kick it up right now. Dang it. because we're hitting this board is what's going on. Okay, now we got to strip it back out again. Now you can try these. They're rounded. I've never really done it this way, but let's give it a try. They may not be sharp enough to go through the rubber, but I think they were. Oh, look how well that worked. I kind of like those for this big cable. I nicked a couple off. You know, honestly, that's par for the course. Got one little piece in there. Okay, so I always twist and pull. Make sure you get everything out. And your end can go on like this. See that? Now this is where you gotta have the special tool. You see how big this thing is? You're never going to close that. Now also make sure you've got the right one for the right terminal, because I've got several. Let's pull this out. You can see it's got a whole bunch of different dies. So you're gonna wanna make sure you got your right die. And let's see if I got any in here in a bag. No. I'm gonna go to the other side and grab my whole box. Okay. You can see that's one I crushed, and it did not hold. Sometimes they won't hold. I like to add solder to them as well, but sometimes you can find all sorts of different hacks. So we're going to look at some of our other terminals that we do have. I don't really like them though. I'm definitely going to end up using one of these big honking ones. And these terminals aren't cheap, but normally if you go, you can get one pack for your positive, one for the negative. That's too big. I don't like that, don't like that. I'm not gonna like this because the ring terminal itself is so small. I don't trust, yeah, that wire size isn't gonna be right. No matter what you do, that's not going to work. I wouldn't use these. Those are not really good high quality ones. These are definitely better quality. These are for 2/0, so that's going to be way too big. I think we're going to end up probably in that one right there, I think. I would like the next smaller hole, but beggars can't be choosy. So that's as close as we're gonna get. Now I'm gonna see if I got some red heat shrink. So we can do red on top of that puppy. I know I just had a big bag of heat shrink in here somewhere. Some more terminal ends. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to make a trip back over. Oh, here they are. See, that's the only one I think that's gonna be the right size. Oh, I got 2 pieces of red. I don't have a single black. So what I could do is do a piece on the red, piece on the black, or one on the positive, one on the negative, and then I can tape. Oh, look at all of that. Good deal. We're doing pretty good here. Then I can tape the rest together with black tape over the other one. The question is going to be, once we're on, let's Just make sure we can fit over that. I think even squeezed out we can. And that's gonna work good there. Okay. So what you're gonna do, this is gonna be hard because there's just one of us. Just you and me. So 16, 2 3/8. I think it's gonna all be in that track. Let's see where we're at here. Not them. I think they got knocked down, and they are just all over the place. 25, okay. I can't see either. No, not at all. Where did our flashlight go? There's numbers on here. There it is. So 70. Where's my 70s? Right here. Gotta be. That's in the right place. 50. That's the 35s. 25s are in my hands. You guys hear it? Six, 8. Okay, how do I end up with 116? That's an 8. Wait, where's my other 8s? 8, 8, 10. Oh, you know what? That's what's going on here. That's why those last ones came out so odd. Somehow I ended up with 110 and 116 in that weird little configuration I had going on there. Okay, so we're gonna find our right ones here. These are the 35s. Probably going to be 35s, but we'll check because then we're going to have to drop to a 25. It's going to be way too small. So we're going to do 35s. Set one in. Set the other one in. Put your piece in. Now, this is the kind of the kicker. Turn it to on. I like to get it down. Okay, get it tight. Figure out which way you're going to want your lead to lay, because you want to put it on and make sure it's laying the way you want it to lay so it hits your battery right, because it's not going to be easy to change the angle. Now once you're on, just, you got to hold everything. That's the unfortunate part. And it's going to get tight. If you can brace it on something like this. Oh! Once you start to pull it out, you're probably going to be done. Oh, getting it in there, okay. And we're not going to get this crimped down tight enough with this one. We're going to have to go down to a 25. we're already locked. And it's, now we've got it partially on there, partially off, which is not good. Okay, slide it out very gently. Make sure it stays on. Okay. So we're gonna have to drop, well, there might be something in between. What was that? Oh, 16s and 10s. 25 is gonna be our next, so we're stuck going to a 25. Okay, back to on. Now this is probably the most difficult because now I've got to get it back on the wire. I've got to get it tight. I've got to make sure that I'm on and that my wire wants to stay in place. Okay, now I'm going to come down and just finish until it won't go anymore. My jaws have shut. Open it. You got to wiggle it sometimes to get it out. Okay, there's your connection. Now let's see how blown out it is. Nope, we're good. So we can get that over top. Heat shrink that. And then we've got this one other one, which really wasn't too bad. So I don't know. We're going to cut it back and see so we know what's under there. That's an okay size. So let's, same exact thing. Just going to come in here, cut it off. I always cut them off the first time as long as you can. You may be like, well, I just want to cut it back and make sure I got, you know, what I want, but yeah. Okay, we're gonna get in here. Okay, we're gonna take a look at that wire. Yep, you can see how corroded it is all the way up in there. I'll pop it loose and you can see it even better. I'm gonna go back almost an inch. That still reach? I hope, yeah. Got enough play here. Okay. So out here, you can see that green. Remember, the current's carried on the outside, so all of that green is not going to carry current through it. Anywhere you see green, so you're almost at half. Let's open it up a little bit. Look at it. All the inner wires are coated, so that's going to cause your electrical voltage to drop anywhere you have that. Whether that's in your home, that's in your car, in your boat, anywhere you have that, it's a done deal. Now, I consider this maintenance. I don't consider this, oh, I need to go buy a new boat for anyone. I would consider, you know, cutting your cables back and redoing your ends. Well, you know, on a freshwater boat, not as often, okay? On a saltwater boat, every couple of years, max. Every couple of years, you want to have enough wire that you can start trimming back, especially if you're not using a shrink fitting on your connectors. Make sure it fits. It does. Already knew it did, but okay. So same thing we did before, the first time before we messed up, which, you know, picking the right die is not always easy when your stuff's really not marked anymore. So, you know, I don't have any sizes to correspond to what they're giving me on their package. So we're just gonna slide it in here. Let me give you a better view there, guys. Just gonna slide it right on in. Just slide it in the hole. Okay. Come on, baby. I'm not getting that weight this time. I'm not set up right at all. So I'm just gonna go down on it like this. This is where it normally messes up, but if you're in tight enough to begin with, you're generally okay. I think I was in there tight enough to begin with, so that's a good tight fit. I like it when it fits tight. Okay, so we got these two here. That's a good connection, but that ring terminal is just horrible. So hopefully we just got to cut back to here. I think I just caught the edge of it. Yeah, that ruined your cutters. But I'm trying to save as much wire as I can. I think I'm going to use this light as well. Flip it like that. So we have a little more light in our work area. Okay. I'll lay it down on the fiberglass. I'm going to split open the covering and peel it back. Oh, that's why it's not wanting to come. Okay, so you guys see that? I mean, seriously, can you see that? That's all green. Okay. And we're going to be... we don't have much more. And then we're kind of in trouble. Oh, wait. I can get some more right there. That was wedged. So how much more can I get? Not much, guys. About an inch. So I don't know where this green wire goes, but we're getting down to where we're not going to have enough. And the way it's cutting, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. But we're gonna keep trying here. Got it. Let's take a peek. And no. Okay. Not liking that at all, guys. So let's do this. We're going to cut this wrap free because we're going to have problems here. This green one's going to give us some issues. I have no clue. I mean, I don't know where the green goes yet. I don't know where the black goes yet, but that green is bad. Let's check our black. The black feels good. Black actually feels like it's a good, fresh, good wire. My guess is that green one's got to be going up to the front to feed. Oh, now the black one felt good. Let's look at the inside of this black one. You guys see that? Hold on. Let's see if it looks better with this light. Yeah. You see how green that is? I mean, that's a bad wire. So now we've got to get into the chase here. All the way in this back corner, we've got this wire chase we're going to unwrap and split into it. And we might only have to go back 6 to 8 inches. You know, we're trying to keep costs down, so I'm not going to get into like pulling all new wires. Unless, you know, we absolutely, that wire just keeps going bad, but my guess is we can get back 12 inches and add a piece, couple of pieces. It's better than the alternative, which is cut everything free, but that's all we're getting. So at this point, we're replacing wire no matter what. There's absolutely no way I'm getting around not replacing something. Just not liking this at all. It's not wanting to pop off for me good. That cover is just really a stickler. Hopefully I don't knock that in. Okay, come on. It's peeling. It looks good. Okay. That looks good to me. Guys, that looks fresh and clean. We're gonna check all the way around, but that's good. Brass colored, yep. So we're good there. What I'm gonna do is this black, exact same length. They're both grounds, by the way. This one probably just goes to the bilge pumps. Smaller wire, that's my guess. I love the guessing game. I do. I mean, I've had to play it my whole life working on these things because, yeah, everyone uses different colors and, you know, everything's different on them. And that's if no one's even worked on it. Once a few boat shops worked on it, there's all sorts of different stuff. So we're good down a good clean wire right there, but we have to find, well, replacement wire, right? Right. Probably garbage, but we're gonna go check. Got some business calls. Wire, that's what we're looking for. Okay, so we got to kind of dig through here. I've got several different sections. I think I may all be here. We'll see. Let's dig in here. See? Look. That's outboard hose or outboard wire. So if we had to replace it, we could have. That's all stereo wire. Stereo, okay? Nope. So I need my big wire, which is gonna be, well, there should be a roll right here. A big ground wire. Let's see. Let's see if I'm still right. I thought there was a roll in here somewhere. Well, I know there was a roll in here somewhere. I don't know what I did with that roll. It's black. Total black wire. Can I move this? It's almost ready to go back in. Oh yeah, we love that. This has to go. Nope. Okay, so it's not in there anymore. It's one full spool of black electrical wire. It's been here. What did I do with it? I know it's still here somewhere. Just gotta find it. Oh, What is that down here at the bottom? There it is. That's too heavy. Look at that. Man, that's way too heavy. Okay, that's not going to work. Whoop. Nope. That would work. I got one piece that's not hooked. Is it just wrapped? Yeah. So this will definitely work for the one. And then I had a piece of this loose. Should work for the other one. Don't need anything super heavy duty for it. But I'm not finding that. That's multi-strand. Man, it's hot, guys. I am smoking hot. I may have some over there, but I'm gonna take this piece just in case. This is probably for the headlights, but we're redoing the headlights completely different. Completely different from what we had. We're gonna cut that back and look. I really don't like that though. It's like that other wire. It is a marine wire. It's just a really hard marine wire. Like the first one. I think I'd probably just do both ends out of this, both jumpers. Question is, how much jumper do I want to do? Because these were short, I may just half it. So there's some extra wire to be cut back at a later date. Let's see what we need. We need at least that much. So if we did the extra, just cut this off, and boom, 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 put our ends on. Battery ends first. And do the same thing up here. Literally just going to chop it off. That's all red, and we're not doing any hot. These are both grounds. Okay. Now, what were those two? Remember those two? These two right here and here. And then both of those should fit no problem. Let's take a quick gander. One, yep. Two, yep, okay. So now, I want you to take a look though. We have too much wire. All of our wires out. So these have to be recut to the right length. Could I have just stripped out the right length? I could have. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Normally these terminals have a deeper throat, but these just have short throats. So when it's got a short throat, you just gotta deal with it and chop it off and put your short throat on there. Okay, I'm gonna slide this in here. That's also a short throat, so you can see, but we don't have as much. It's not nearly as long as the other one was, so we're gonna shorten this side so we get that short throat to go right on there. Let's spin it on there. Look at that, short throat. We're gonna have a short throat right here. Now we're gonna go back over. Well, our crimpers are over here. We're gonna crimp it, and we're gonna come back over. Now, if we really wanna make a good crimp that we don't have to worry about, well, that's where this comes in. But that means we gotta switch our dies. That's why there's dies in here, so you can get a different size. What we're gonna do is these look to be both identical. Just one ring is much larger than the other, the actual ring terminal. But this piece is what we care about. And we're gonna, I think those are gonna be 10s. Take a look-see here. Slap our 10 in there. Boom, boom. Okay. Next one is gonna be the 16. We're gonna try the 16 on there and see, it might be a 16. Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be a 16. I think a 16 is gonna work perfect. Sweet 16. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna slide that shaft right in there. Make sure it goes in the hole all the way. That's great if you got 2 people for this job, but if not, you can try to find something to brace on. It does have protection over that handle for a non-marring, but we're just gonna squeeze it down. I think it's got 70,000 pounds. Not really. I don't know how many pounds. Let's see. It might be. Max travel 13 inches. Max pressure 10 tons. And look, I couldn't put 10 tons of pressure on a regular connector. I can't. I'm a strong man, but not that strong. Okay. Lock it. Now, I am unfortunately need to do it this way somehow. Hold on. Let's get it. You know what I didn't do? Remember? I didn't get it tight first. Because I was like, oh, I got this. Okay, so I've got to loosen it a little and reposition it. I'm doing it with my fingers. It's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, right to 10 tons is not too bad. Ooh. Okay. Whoa. Okay, we're gonna leave those same jaws in there because it's more than likely it's what our butt connector is gonna fit. Just hoping. So one thing I didn't really take into consideration, it's gonna be them butt connectors. That's gonna be a problem. These will work, but they're non-shrink. I'll have to get shrink connection and come back in and shrink them because there's no shrinking they can do on that at all. Okay, so that's gonna have to be, we're gonna have to go pick some up, which should not be a problem. It should still go over top of our other area. Oh, off-centered. Okay, so I'm gonna position. Okay, so again, I can tell that is too long. It's bottoming out before the wire's touching, and you don't want that. You really want your insulation to touch because that's going to give it some support. I'm trying to get that marked. I'm not going to cut it right here because it'll make a total mess. And I'm going to reposition them, I think just a hair longer. Make sure it's not too short. Okay, just like that. Twist. Just kind of take your fingers, whatever way the twist is, twist it that same direction. Try not to retwist it the wrong way. Okay, now we're going to slide that back in there. Gently slide it in the hole. Okay, I'm going to use this workbench right here. Okay. Oh, still got a little. You don't have to go all the way. I'm going all the way because, well, I like going all the way. So now, all we gotta do is get this puppy in here. Okay. We're gonna line up our other side. Easiest way to do it, put it in there, start to close it. Just pull it all the way till it's sitting against the collar. Okay, and that'll set you up for pretty much a perfect crimp every time. Now you're gonna lean over and you gotta get it back in that hole. Gentle. Now if you have to wiggle, 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 jiggle, jiggle. But make sure you gently get it in that hole. If it doesn't want to go, set your tool down where it won't fall. Retwist your stuff just a hair. Then slide back in the hole. Come on, there she goes. And just crank, 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 crank. So easy. It's so easy to fall in love. Okay. Good, solid connection. Now, I would use this, but it won't shrink small enough. The other shrink tube I have, that stuff's huge. It's not gonna go. I need to get some more slightly larger than that if possible. Next size up. I don't know what size that was. Now, we need to do this one. Now, our problem's gonna be we got two different size wires here. This is just carrying a nice little deal to the pumps. I'm gonna see if I can get this into a yellow shrink fitting, which I did. Okay, so we're gonna have to cut this. We might have to cut it twice because we may not get it in once we flatten those wires out a little bit, cutting them. There's nothing to protect that cut to contain it right now, so may or may not want to go into the yellow after we do that. Let's see. We're gonna get it twisted, turned, and got in there. And then hopefully this side will go small enough. Now this would be hard to do with that big tool. I'm not gonna lie to you. But we're gonna try it because I think it is a much better connection. So we're gonna go in here. Now this one may not be small enough, remember? Different size connectors. The way we're gonna find out though, get down close. See how much room we got to close it. Okay, so we're gonna get where we can kind of see. Across that top side, we want to be right on that edge. Okay, can you see how much it's already closed? There's no way that's gonna crimp anything. I'm gonna hit it one more time just to hold it, but that's it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna open it. And I would say that's really not a good connection. We also damaged our heat shrink with that, by the way, just so you know. But it's worth a try. All of this stuff's, you know, worth a little bit of a try. So we're gonna put our 16 back because we're done with that. And we're gonna drop to a 10. And that 16 may have closed enough, especially once we heat shrink that puppy, but I would rather know for certain. So we're gonna double check it, and we're heat shrinking over this. So even if we damage that heat shrinking a little bit, it's not gonna make a difference. I'm going back over with high quality heat shrink over top of everything. Okay, so now we're just gonna, that's it. Now open it just a little, just reposition it. Easier said than done. Okay, now you can just reach right in here to your other one, but we do need to make sure our wire's gonna lay the way we want it to, which it's not right now. Okay, so we're gonna have to loosen the jaw just a little so we can rotate around and get that to where we want it. What we want is for not, so we don't have to try to flip this upside down to get it on there. These wires are not that pliable. They don't particularly like being mishandled like that. I'm gonna twist that up tight. I would have thought this one would have gone right in the hole just because it's a little bit smaller of a wire. Okay, so that's the 10. Now I'm gonna open this and see, because that may not be tight enough on that smaller wire. We're good, we're good. Okay, so now we're just gonna take this one, tuck it in here. This one, actually we wanted this one to be on the bottom, didn't we? We do, really, here and here. And you may wonder, why am I not heat shrinking these yet? Because, well, it's not time yet. No, not at all time yet. Okay. Now the other thing is, which is which? I already know. I did the, oh, good question. Uh-oh. So now I've forgotten, right? I'm just doing this to kind of walk you through it, guys. So I need to know which is my positive and which is my ground, right? So take my meter, turn over to that little ohm sign right there. We're gonna turn our light on. And we're gonna make sure our sound is on. Sometimes it does. Oh, so we're gonna go one more to the sound. Right there on mine, it's above. Now when we touch our leads, so if I touch 2 points on the motor, it makes connection. So that means if I touch one spot on the motor and I touch the ground, you're gonna hear that noise. And, okay, so if I touch this ground, you hear the noise. If I touch the positive, you don't hear anything because it's not a ground, right? Okay, so that's the easy way when you forget which is which to figure out if you're replacing the leads on your motor. Very easy. Just check it, boom, good to go. We're down to 1.5 amp now. Now we can hit this button, 14.5 volts, 99%. 1.5 amps is what it's putting in. So it's slowing down the charge as it gets full. Came over here to get the heat gun because, as much as I said, we're not gonna heat shrink them, we're heat shrinking them right now, and I'm wrapping that in black tape right now. Just gonna hope that this will reach, that we can get just enough length here like so maybe. And we're gonna go over here. Okay, because I definitely have some black tape around here. Turn our heat gun on. Make sure that you're not towards anything that's going to melt, catch fire, explode, any of that good stuff with heat. The end of this gun is extremely hot, like way out, like a foot out. So just be prepared that even if you're out of ways. Now you notice these ends are finished ends, which means they're closed all the way around. So even though I'm not heat shrinking way down, they're sealed. I don't get the unsealed ends anymore. They cause you too many issues. Okay, so we can heat shrink these. We're gonna have one more on the positive side. We haven't done the little ones over there yet, so stay tuned for that. Heat shrink this one. Okay, then we're going to reach in the boat, which is harder to do. And if we can, I don't even know if I can get the angle right. We're going to try to heat shrink this yellow. Problem is we're really only going to get on one side. So we're going to have to redo this no matter what. I won't trust that. I'll put more heat shrink on both of these down here and redo them just to be sure. They're gonna be in Florida and they're in a boat, wet environment. I love when it's like, you know, I'm like, find unheat shrinked connections in a boat. I'm like, it's like the wettest environment you can find. I'm okay with them, you know, skipping it in the car, actually. 100% okay with it. Now he has a resettable breaker there, which means it auto resets. If for some reason it trips, it will auto reset. I don't have another auto reset breaker to put in, I don't think. Well, I might. I say that, I may. Let's look, because I think I have an extra breaker. Let's see what size this is. But no matter what, we've got to come up with a custom hookup because, well, what they got here doesn't work. It doesn't go on the battery because, well, these terminals hit. Yeah, no, it's a bad design. It won't hang over the edge of the battery. It's just, I don't like it. I'm gonna shut this before we cut ourselves. And then we're gonna take this loose and we're gonna replace both of these ends anyways. You know what I can do though? Instead of messing around with it, I can just go chop-a-doodle-doo. Any chop will do. And then we can go out here and see if we can find some marks on here. Nothing there. Looks like possibly right there. We'll have to take this apart. I could just clean this and not replace it. We might do that. I don't know, guys. Let's see. Oh, there's that 11. I'll go back here and see if one of these... I know we had some box end wrenches right here on the corner. It's like, where did I put those? Yeah, they're right here. Underneath this stuff somewhere. Yep. I don't know if I got the small enough one. 3/8. Yep. That really is if it comes apart. So far it looks like it is. I don't think the bolt's turning. That's what happens. The bolts will turn right on out. You'll be like, man. Okay. Let's pop this loose. It came free. Still can't see anything. I do like having a resettable breaker. I don't know what size this is, so we're gonna look. Okay, can't see anything with that. Out, auxiliary. I don't think that says out. Battery, auxiliary. Okay. It was actually hooked up incorrectly. Yeah, nope. Oh, there it is. And it may not even be an auto reset. But it was hooked up incorrectly. The battery line was actually hooked going out, and it's running it in reverse. Okay. So let's see what we got in here. I don't even know how big this is. That's really big because there's nothing in there. There's nada in there, guys. Okay, we're gonna strip this. Am I out of blues? Oh my gosh. I really am just about out of blues. Look at that. That's okay, because the blue's not going to go. I got tons of yellers. Okay, and unfortunately, that means we're really going to need to use either. I mean, we can run them both together. I don't really like to, though. So we're really going to need 2 fuses. Okay. You see how it wings it out? I'm okay with that because I'm not using this as my final finished product. We are going back over top for certain. I may have a yellow. That would be great if I did. It'll fit that positive terminal. Because I've got a lot of different selections in the yellow. I doubt that one, but maybe. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That is the perfect size right there. I already put the other yellow on, which was not the smartest move. No, it really wasn't. The reason for that is, well, the reason it's not the smartest is because now I'm going to have to try to either use 2 or possibly force everything into 1. We'll see. Those are never coming off, just so you know. They're not ever coming off. So that's going to go in there. Oh, I just said that is not ever coming off. And apparently it came right off. So we're going to check this other one and pull on it pretty hard, because that one's on good. This might have been a little smaller, or I didn't close it as far. Oh, that's pretty tight there. Let's see if it still pops right off. It is still gonna pop right off. It's not closing where I need it to close. Skipping right over it. Where did our... I'm just gonna grab my handy dandy ones that I'm used to using on this smaller stuff. Just to make sure. Since I've already messed it up, I'm just gonna use the non-insulated set just to guarantee that we've got a super fabulous connection. Okay, now we need our red wires, which are in here. And we may fit both in there because these are both pretty small. So let's strip both out and see what we can do. We can run them together. It's not gonna be the end of the world. It's gonna keep everything down to less connectors, less mess. Probably should have done that with those two grounds, but you know, I really like to make sure my grounds are perfectly clean. No issues, no problems, but I doubt that's gonna all go in there. We're gonna try. We're gonna give it our old college try, but I doubt it. Come on, baby. Yeah, I think they might have both gone. Trying to see with the light to make sure this little one went. Not really gonna know till I go and do my crimps to whether I got it or not. Oh, God. Oh, please, baby. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. And that's gonna feed right through there. Oh, we didn't need that through there, guys. Sacagawea. Well, that's okay, because it's not going to cover the other one. There's going to be nothing to cover that. There's really nothing to cover all that anyways, but we're going to do this right here. Shove this end in here. If I can get it through now. I don't think I can get it through at this point. Let's see. Come on. You can do it. Do it just right. Do it all night. Probably would have helped if I had lubed it up. Anytime you got a tight one like that, just lube it. You can normally lube it up and get it to slide right on in. So it's just a matter of having enough lube. Lubing it. Oh, lube it, lube it, lube it, lube it. Oh. Okay, we got it lubed. Now our problem's gonna be we got this huge box in here anyways. The whole thing kind of sucks, but that's okay. Roll that over like that. I'm just gonna end up cutting all that off anyways. After. Okay. Now we're gonna have nothing because there's no fuse in there yet. I know, you're like, what? There's no fuse in there. Okay. Pull that cover. It's a complete, total waterproof cover. I don't know, that's an 8. What's the 25s? 25s. The 8 should be in the machine. Now, I don't really switch stuff over. So, actually, those should be 6s. 8s will go where the 10s were. 10s are in the machine. Okay, now we got that done. Coming to the front, we're getting the fuse. Should have them in here. 15, 30. 30 should be plenty. And I do have, okay. Are these some special size fuse? They are. Oh, man. These are the newfangled styles fuse. Crap if I maybe even have any. Here's one. What is that? 25. Let's see if that's, I don't think that's the right one either, is it? Nope, that's not right either. Okay. Not that style. Let's double check this one again. Just for giggles. I don't think it was the right size. I thought it was these though. Oh, there it is. Okay. Might be something wrong with that other one. I'm like, that should be that standard size. Okay. Nope. There we go. Whew. How you doing? Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Good question.
Yeah.
Do you have any iPad sets? Like the flip ones?
Yes.
I need a 2.5mm one of those. Big one.
Hold on. Question is where? I think they're over on the other shop. Let me make sure they're not right here though. You pulling that apart today?
No, I'm going to go to my brother's winch.
Do his what?
He's putting synthetic rope in his winch
Oh, okay.
instead of
There you go.
appreciate it.
Complete set of metrics. Instead of the metal?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That way, if it snaps, at least it won't sling that wire into his face.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go up and do that.
Cool.
All right. Thank you. I'll
You're
be
welcome.
back. And if you need it,
I shouldn't need it today.
okay. Just let me know.
I should be fine. Fine today. Let's see if this board's getting any power. Do-do-do-do-do. Nothing yet. Because there's no grounds. One, two, 3, 4, buckle my shoe. Okay, something's on. Tells us something is pulling power immediately. Oh, I think I screwed those up already. I think I put them on the wrong ones. Need to take that off. Okay. Because I'm betting our sound. Let's see. I'm thinking our sound's going to be right here. Yep. Ooh. Did you guys have a good nap? Nappers. Yes. It really poured. Ooh. Oh, it's so freaking hot out here. Oh, I got a fan on the other side. It's not plugged in though. Hold this for just a second. You would. If he starts to run away, you can drop it. I don't remember it's the silver. Just looking for the electrical tape. Where you going, little man? What? What you got? Here it is. Yeah? Got it. Okay. Now, just need to trim that off. not to cut through your fingers. I've done that before. Oh yeah. Nicked a finger or two. It's part of it, but try not to. Okay. Let's see here. We don't need that. Not the right cutters, but we'll try. Okay, I'm gonna take this one and our positive this time. Put those two together. I'm gonna put the motor down, accessories on top, and put this one on. There's a pump connection, a couple pump connections back here. I don't know if they were heat shrunk or not. I never did notice. Let's put the motor down first. And yeah, we're gonna flip over. Large, small. All of our grounds on. We got 3 grounds, 2 hots. Now, actually, the pump, I didn't notice that. The pump is double fused, which is fine. We're good there. We got a nice double fuse, we're good. Fish finder just kicked on. Did you guys hear it? Still flashing. Okay. Nav lights we know work. Oh, well. Yeah, they're all lit, except our 2 bottoms, which are easy to get to. Bilge. No horn. As soon as you kick the live well on, battery charger goes on, which tells me that the bilge pump's locked up. Actually, I shouldn't say the bilge pump. I should say the live well pump. The actual pump for pumping the live wells in, filling them. And there's 2 pumps. My guess is they must fill simultaneously, because I don't see, I see aerator has 2 different timers. The live well doesn't really. Okay, so that switch is really just for the timer. That came over to the timer for some reason. Off, off, off. Okay, lights are definitely working better. Now this